Hi, this is Mark Johnson, host of It's Nothin Hernando, a show about people who do remarkable things in Hernando County, and when you ask them why they do what they do, they inevitably say, it's nothing. If you think you know somebody like that, go to my Facebook page, It's Nothin Hernando, I-T-S, N-O-T-H-I-N, Hernando. Click on the link and send me their name and contact information or yours. We'll see if we can get an interview. Today I have with me is Nicolle Fernandez-Shute, I'm sorry.
You got it.
From Coffee News. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about Nicolle. Nicolle was born...
New York, New York.
New York, New York. But
yeah.
You grew up in Newark, didn't you?
No, actually, I was born in the Bronx.
The Bronx.
But first of all, Mark, thank you for having me. I'm really excited about being on your show.
Thank you.
I've become quite the fan, and I've watched the episodes, and I've learned some really cool things about interesting people that I knew, but maybe got to learn a different side of them through your show. So thanks for having me.
You're quite welcome.
Yeah.
You're one of those people.
Thank you.
So let's talk about young Nicolle. So you went from the Bronx to...
New Jersey.
New Jersey. To where in New Jersey?
Yep. Raised in Central Jersey, Kearney, a little town called Kearney.
Oh, yeah.
My parents were divorced very young, so I was raised between Kearney and Jersey City. And as soon as I got my driver's license, I traveled all throughout both states. And then, of course, by the time it was off to college, went to the University of New England in Maine. So I'm familiar with the whole East Coast here.
Okay, so I'm going to stop you right there.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So at what age were you in beauty pageants?
That's going back a little bit of time.
Was that before or after college?
That would have been way before college.
Okay.
Way before college, Mark. So yeah, I started in the entertainment industry, which sort of...
I think I saw you blush. Go ahead.
A little bit. Oh, my complexion didn't hide it. No, I was in the entertainment industry. I got into acting and modeling when I was 8.
Wow.
And that sort of launched the pageant side of my career as well, which... it feels like it's a stereotype, but the two and two really do go together. So I won a couple of pageant titles, Miss New Jersey, Miss Photogenic, and some other things there, because there were 3 or 4 years that I competed.
As a preteen or as a teenager?
This was preteen. Yeah, this was preteen.
Okay. And
all in the state of New Jersey.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then you stopped?
And then I stopped because I wanted to get more serious about acting and school. I was always very passionate about marine biology. So my summers were spent in the libraries like a true nerd, which I love, learning everything I possibly could about scuba diving, marine sciences, everything.
Is that the degree you pursued in Maine?
Yeah, it actually was. So I got accepted to the University of New England in the marine sciences program, and the Biddeford campus is where they had the Marine Science Center. The University of New England has several campuses throughout Maine. I quickly realized that that wasn't an industry you get into where you plan on making money.
Yeah, I have relatives in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New England's beautiful.
Up on Lake Winnipesaukee in Laconia.
New England.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That's really nice areas. We used to love going to...
That's where Dawn Badami is. Or she'd be on the show.
She is. Yes, she is.
Yeah.
My favorite place was Kennebunk. Kennebunk and Kennebunkport.
Oh, yeah.
Those little picturesque scenic towns down by the water.
Sure, with the lighthouses, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And in the wintertime around Christmas, they do the choirs in the middle of the roads. Put on a great show.
Yeah.
New England's awesome.
So then after you graduated?
Yeah, well, I didn't graduate from there.
Okay.
I ended up realizing marine biology wasn't necessarily going to be a career path for me. So it had always been a passion, and I realized that that wasn't possibly where I should end up making a career. So came back home to the state of New Jersey, went to another college, got a degree in exercise science. That's another passion of mine, health, fitness, and nutrition. Got my certification in exercise science from Bergen Community College in Paramus, New Jersey. And then ended up with an opportunity to come to Florida through my husband's career.
Where did you meet him?
Yeah, in New England, Maine.
In Maine? Oh,
yes,
cool.
Yeah, he was U.S. Navy veteran, was stationed in Portsmouth, New Hampshire at the time. And long story short, during that civilian transition when he got out of the military, decided to come to New Jersey and follow me for a little bit so that we could work on our relationship. And he got a phone call New Year's Day one year, back in 2008, I believe it was, about an opportunity with a company here in Florida. So while everybody was leaving Florida because of the economy back then, we were leaving New York and coming here.
So were we, actually in 2006.
Yeah. So it wasn't bad. It wasn't a completely downturned economy, but he was also very specific in the power industry, and that's huge in Citrus, Hernando, Pasco areas. So.
And then you started your career.
I did.
And what was your first job down here? Who hired you?
First job was for a small mom-pop publication. So my first career launch here in the state of Florida truly was through advertising with a direct mail product.
And you had mentioned you worked for a period of time for the chamber in Citrus?
I did. So I was an ambassador for the Citrus County Chamber for 5 some odd years, and got an opportunity to meet a lot of people. Yeah. And because of the Citrus County Chamber and all of my efforts with them and helping connect the community, I actually got my second job, which to me truly was my first real career position with Citrus Hills Golf and Country Club.
Oh, really? What'd you do there?
I was their entertainment director.
Oh, I guess like golf pro, possibly.
Well, not that great. My game. I'm working on my game.
Yeah, I am too.
My game's coming along.
Always. Okay, so now you went to work for the golf course.
I did. So I worked for Citrus Hills on the administrative side of things.
Right.
And helped put on all of the live entertainment programs for the members. So if you're familiar with Citrus County, you know the Lecanto, Inverness area. Citrus Hills is sort of right across the road from Black Diamond Ranch community.
Okay. Sure.
They've got a lot of dual membership. People that reside in Black Diamond Ranch will go and frequent Citrus Hills because of the entertainment programs that we offer, which Black Diamond at the time did not. Right. And I was one of the first entertainment directors to come on board and spawn some new programs that had never been done before. And we'd also stepped up the level of entertainers we were bringing to Citrus County. So Peter Noon of Herman's Hermits, if you're familiar with 50s, 60s groups, because that was our demographic, brought a lot of guys in,
And how'd you get down into Hernando, where I met you?
Well, so, believe it or not, a little tan piece of paper became my next calling.
Okay.
I had left Citrus Hills to finish my bachelor's degree, finally ended up finishing school with a degree in business administration from St. Leo University, my alma mater. Love St. Leo, go Lions.
There you are.
I started a consulting firm, mostly for marketing and project management. A lot of what I was doing with that degree at the time was project management for business development sectors of larger corporations. So I had just started doing contract work, taking clients that were overseas in the UK, out of the Carolinas, helping them with their project needs. And I ended up getting a phone call from a woman in Citrus County, in Inverness, who is an injury attorney that owned a product called Coffee News. She's a local franchise owner and hired my services to help flip her business, make it attractive to sell. And I think we were together for about 20 minutes during our discovery before my mind just sort of stopped listening to what she was saying, because I decided that I was the perfect client for her. I didn't want to take her money to help sell the business. I wanted to buy it myself. So we talked a little bit about that. And to be perfectly honest with you, she's somebody to this day that I admire. She gave me an opportunity that most people would never have.
You still friends with her?
Oh my gosh, yes.
She's your mentor then?
She is, yes. I would call her a mentor. She's a close friend. You know, when you're young and you're trying to get started and you have student loan debt and all sorts of other things that just make starting a career really tough, it takes a person like this individual to come along and either just take a shining to you or see that you have what it takes to make something a true success. And she'd shared with me quite a few times that she thought that I would be perfect for this, but she knew in the condition the business had been put in that it wasn't going to necessarily be fair to just give me the business and then have a crushing amount of debt before I got it to a point where it was doing okay. So she worked out a deal with me. She worked out a deal with me to help her operate and manage the business and get it on the up and up, work on the goodwill, the branding that maybe had been tarnished a little bit here locally. And I don't know, I think I've done a pretty decent job so far.
I think you have too, and that makes me think that possibly what she did for you is rubbed off because you do an awful lot for others. I don't know if it was ingrained or if that was a turning point in your life and she had an influence and changed your outlook a little bit. It sounds like that's the point where Nicolle became Nicolle, at least Nicolle I know.
Well, I've always been really big on connecting people, always. Something that you don't know about me, and I think most people don't know this about me. When I was about 9, I launched a Nickelodeon cleanup project for my community, where we worked with a group of parents through my school, elementary school, and some kids in my classroom that would plan one day a month to go and clean the streets of our neighborhood. Wow. So I've always been really big on that. The pageantry platform helped me connect with the government in my community, all of the local politicians, the mayor, and started getting involved with that Nickelodeon's program. I think it was called The Big Help. I don't know if you remember seeing commercials for that.
I can connect you with any politician you want to do that in Hernando County.
Mark, do you know some people?
I think. I might be able to help you with that.
Yeah. So for whatever reason, it's always been something that I never really thought about. It comes naturally for me. I love helping the community. Always have.
You mean like it's nothing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so eventually, though, I met you at the chamber in Hernando.
Yes.
And how'd you get to come down here from up there?
So that Coffee News franchise was the Hernando edition of Coffee News.
Oh, there you go.
Coffee News is in 14 different countries. We're the world's largest restaurant publication. Been around since 1988. This particular franchise owner back in 2016 had only owned the publication for a couple of years. And so when I decided to buy it, I realized, okay, I need to get myself down in Hernando County, meeting the movers and shakers, the decision makers, and find out what's going on with this little tan paper. Because if it's so popular and helping so many small businesses and so many nonprofits throughout the world, what's the problem here in Hernando? Why haven't we built that traction yet with this brand? And that sort of started it. Also, during that period, my husband and I moved from Citrus County to Pasco County. So we now live in Newport Richey off of US Highway 19. And so I've been in this area now coming up on 10 years this year.
It comes fast, doesn't it?
It does. Scary fast.
So you mentioned what I'm really interested, helping the nonprofits. And I know you've done a lot. I know I have a little community-based education project. And you surprised me when somebody called me and told me, hey, you're in the Coffee News. And I wanted to thank you for that, and I'm thanking you publicly for that.
Absolutely.
And that's basically a nonprofit approach, community-based education to develop some skill sets for people.
Yeah.
But who else have you helped, and how have you helped? And anything you can elaborate on?
Sure. There are a ton of nonprofit organizations everywhere we go, right? Here in Hernando County, there are a couple that really ring true to me. Biggest and first being the Hernando County Chamber of Commerce. They're helping connect the community. They're helping connect the small for-profit businesses with the nonprofit businesses who can help each other as well. And so for me, that is small town USA. That's unity at its core. Right. Chambers of Commerce have always been something that I thought, when the day comes that I'm a business owner and empowered with another level to help people learn what's available, resources in their backyard, I want to do that. I want to work with chambers of commerce and make sure that I am helping out in some aspect. So Chamber of Commerce has become a resource for me to help Coffee News become a resource to the general public. Through the local businesses and nonprofits, everyone's struggling to get the word out about what they do.
Always.
Nobody has a budget to do it. Understandably so, especially for nonprofits. You want to know that the money is going to the right places. If you make a donation, you want to know that it's actually being used for the mission of that nonprofit. So a lot of what I do is I use the What's Happening section of Coffee News to get the message out for these nonprofit groups in a way that they don't have to spend a dime. So with that, I use my business networking groups, my referral partners, to find out what's happening in the community. Are there educational programs like yours that maybe are underfunded or just haven't had an opportunity to really get the word out, spread the press releases because of time constraints too with production schedules?
Just a I'll just talk my own little program. We started, my wife and I started a little project that was something for the last 4 years we were looking at. It's called T-Volt. It's offering basic skills necessary for individuals to get hired by electricians. We have space donated by a church. We have a master electrician who's teaching the class. He's donating his time as a volunteer. The cost for this is $25. Right now, the current class is full, but if somebody's interested, they can email tvolt@msn.com and ask to be put on the waiting list. There will be another class. We will be offering one eventually in carpentry and one in plumbing. It's 10 weeks long. It's not going to make you a master electrician. It'll give you enough skill sets to get hired by one. That's the whole goal, is to take people that are unemployed, underemployed, or recent graduates from high school and not going to college, and then give them skill sets so they're employable. I'm sorry, I had to plug myself.
No, don't be sorry at all. I'm actually looking forward to the next classes so that we can put it in Coffee News.
Cool.
Because clearly your response means that this community needs more of that.
I had 5 people call off your ad.
That's great. And the thing is, the What's Happening section, we only run those events one time. So we are weekly. We publish new content all 52 weeks of the year. So the fact that that listing ran one time, 1 week only, and you had that sort of response rate is phenomenal to me.
Me too.
We actually set it to run a second week because I saw the value in what you were offering.
Thank you.
But then when you told me you'd already received that much and you've got a waiting list, I decided to pull it as quickly as possible because I didn't want you to continue to get phone calls and have to tell people, well, we're planning for something. We don't have anything on the books yet.
Yeah. Well, part of the reason we don't have the next class scheduled is we want to see how this first one goes and make sure that the electrician we're using is comfortable and he can deliver what we're offering and whatnot.
Absolutely.
And again, the cost, you know, we got a donation, $5,000 worth of tools from Stanley Black & Decker for this project.
Oh, that's awesome.
It is awesome. We're doing a photo op later, and then we're going to highlight them. That we're really happy about their support. This is truly economic development for the county. But I want to talk about you. I don't want to talk about me.
Well, what do you want to talk about?
Hey, so who else have you helped?
Oh, well,
who else do you know you've helped?
I will tell you. I will tell you because we always ask for people to contribute testimonials if they'd like. The biggest testimonial that we seem to get is from the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary out on Hernando Beach.
They do fantastic work, too.
They do. I met them a long time ago at a Hernando Chamber event, which I was a vendor, and had a great conversation. The gentleman's name is Steve. Had a great conversation with Steve, and he says, you know, I see this paper everywhere. You have that What's Happening section. I know it's for community events and are about boating, about safely boating? Something
boating safety.
About boating safely, I think, is the name of the class that they put on once a quarter or every couple of months. He said, I think that this would be a huge benefit for the community. We really can't afford advertising. We don't have budget. And I said, well, you're looking at the right product the right way. That What's Happening section comes with no cost. And I think that because this is educational, it would be a perfect fit. And sure enough, every time he has a scheduled date, he sends me a press release and they have students sign up. So it goes to show you that Hernando County is not struggling for the wrong reasons. I mean, we have opportunities, but it's getting the word out and how people are getting the word out.
So just to be clear, so the What's Happening section is for nonprofits to get the word out on upcoming events that they're holding.
That's what we prioritize.
Specifically.
We prioritize nonprofits first and foremost.
Right.
We want to help those that don't have a budget to help themselves in a bigger way.
Have you've helped the Crescent Clinic also?
Yes, actually. Crescent Clinic is another one. You know, the laundry list, it's over hundreds and hundreds of organizations here in Tampa Bay now that have reached out to us, from places like the Crescent Community Clinic to the Red Hat Society in Lutz.
Oh, yeah.
No matter the organization, we've been able to help just about everybody.
Boys and Girls Club.
Boys and Girls Club, too, yeah, them as well. Nothin Hernando. Actually, because of Nothin Hernando, our connection with Tina, here out of their Spring Hill office, we've connected with Richard out of their Pasco office, and we're trying to help Pasco and Pinellas County with their branding as well and marketing. We also do a lot of strategy consulting.
And you do that free for them?
Oh, absolutely. If they're a nonprofit organization, we'll do marketing strategy pro bono.
Have you worked with Tressa Watson and the Anti-Drug Coalition or the Hernando County Coalition now?
I don't believe I have yet.
Oh, I'll have to hook her up with you.
Yeah, that'll be a good connection for us.
I'll get that to you later.
Because again, and we're always looking for new people that we can be helping connect with the community. And I think the big ticket here, too, to understand is the people that live in these smaller counties like Hernando, the general public are our small business owners as well. So we really, truly are reaching everyone. We reach about 15,000 people every week.
Yeah, and you now have Hernando, Pasco, Pinellas?
Hillsborough County. Pinellas is a neighboring publisher. And that's another thing. We work with a network of publishers here in the state of Florida. So if you're watching this and you have an event that's happening in Marion County or Sumter or Polk even, we have publishers that we can go ahead and forward that event press release to. My recommendation is always to go on our website, coffeenewssuncoast.com. There is an event submission tab. You click on that, fill out an event form, put all of your pertinent information that you want to appear in the ad, and I actually personally receive that event submission form. I put it into production, and we help you.
That's fantastic. That's a great way of giving back. But I know you did a lot for the Chamber here in Hernando County.
Yes.
So what else have you done while you were active in Hernando's Chamber?
I've been known to sit on a couple committees.
Such as? Come on.
So recently I've been trying to help with the events. The Hernando County Residents Reception is an event that I've been particularly passionate about.
That's a big one,
And with my entertainment director position in the past, my project management event background with live events, to me it's a skill set that a lot of people may not have that I do have, and if I can give that talent back to the Chamber, that's what I want to do. So the residents reception was very well received this year. We made some changes. It was the second year it took place at Pasco Hernando State College on 19. Just the reviews, the feedback was phenomenal as far as how it was organized, and we had great set of volunteers. We had some student organizations who came out and helped too, and it's just using the resources that are here. Great people like Laura Ellingham with Family Chiropractic. I know she's been on the show.
Yvette Mendoza?
Yes, sir.
From
yes,
Parent
sir.
Academy?
Great people.
Another lady. I want to get her on the show one day. Yvette, if you're watching, I'm going to get you.
You're next.
I love her. She does so much good work.
Yeah.
So what else you volunteered? Come on. You've done so much.
I know. It's humbling. It's humbling to have you ask me that, because when someone asks, I've got to kind of reach through the portfolio there and find it all, because I don't really think about it that way. Here's a perfect example.
Sure.
People ask me to join things all the time, sponsor different events, sponsor different things happening in the community. They'll ask me, what do you want? What would you like? And the first thing I say back is, no. You're asking the wrong question. Where do you need me most? Where do you need somebody most? If I'm helping you, you're the person in need. Why are you asking me what I want to do?
Yeah, I'll tell you why that happens. Because working with volunteers, it's not like having an employee.
Right.
You need to work around their schedule, their skill sets, keep them motivated and not turn them off so you lose them. So a lot of times the people that are in charge feel like they have to ask the volunteer, what can you do for me, so that the volunteer is engaged the most.
Right.
So, but you have a different mindset, so that kind of blows people on the other end away, if you know what I mean.
Here's my thinking is, if you're going to offer your time, you're going to agree to volunteer, no matter what it is, not-for-profit event or just helping your neighbor paint a wall. If you're going to agree to doing that, do it from the right place for the right reasons, or don't do it at all. I always thought it was pretty disgusting, to be perfectly honest, when you ask someone to volunteer. They say, yeah, absolutely, I'll be there. And they show up either super late or don't show up at all, because the mentality is, well, it's not like they're paying me anyway.
Yeah.
I was just helping them, and they have other people helping them. They don't need me. Of course they need you. Otherwise, why would they have asked to begin with? So,
you know, I belong to Weekiwachi Kiwanis.
Yeah.
And we have a very interesting philosophy. It's show up when you can and do what you can. But on the other side of the token, just as you said, when you make a commitment, you're expected to be there to fill a given slot.
Right.
So my wife and I participate in Polar Express. We love that event, and we're counting on to be there for that event. There's other events that go on, and we don't attend, but that's okay because we don't promise to be there, as you said, and not show up.
Right.
That's a big turnoff for the promoters of an event as well.
Oh, absolutely.
It cripples it.
It does. It can.
You talk about Laura Ellingham. She showed up at the Polar Express with her son.
She would. I love Laura.
And her mother.
Yes, her mom too.
And they're not part of the Cohen family.
I just recently got to meet her mother for the first time.
Yeah.
And do you know there's always been a running joke here in Hernando County, specifically in our BNI groups, in the BNI realm, that she is my sister from another mister. We always joke all the time.
Right.
We're not related whatsoever. But she and I have a lot of the same outlook on our marketing efforts and how we approach community.
Right.
So I love her to pieces. She is another great connector. She will call me out of the blue every so often and ask me if I'm familiar with a nonprofit organization that she thinks I could help. So she's another person who's responsible for helping me get information and connecting everyone in the community with good pieces of info.
Always.
Yeah.
I hear a buzz. It's my pocket.
In-demand guy.
Oh, I doubt it. But, okay, come on. Who else have you helped?
Who else? Who else? Well, let me see. Hernando County Chamber, we've started doing a lot of efforts with the West Pasco Chamber of Commerce as well. They've had a lot of changing of the guards, if you will, in the past 2 years that I've been a member. And one of the people on my team, Giign Harberts, who used to be the membership director for the Hernando County Chamber of Commerce, she's been here in the Pasco-Hernando area for 25 plus years. She's extremely well connected in the small business community and in the medical community. Yes.
She's sickening. She's so happy.
She's
all
a
the time.
positive light.
Oh, all the time.
She's a positive light, and she is a strong community connector.
Oh, definitely.
She is another one of those people like Laura Ellingham. And part of the reason I brought her on the team is because that's how we help our advertisers and our readers through our product go above and beyond. So, for example, Lucas Magazine, Law Offices of Lucas Magazine, they're one of the first clients that helped support me purchase this business back in 2017. Forever grateful to Queenie and Jeff Lucas because of that opportunity and several of my other clients who helped me back then. But what we do is we sit down with our clients and we ask them, what do you need for your business this week? Yes, you're advertising with us. That's great. We're helping get your message out. We're branding you in the community. You pay for that. What you don't pay for that you also get is a team of people like myself and Giign who are connecting with the Mark Johnsons of the world and all of the other political community leaders to know how we can bring people together and help you with your business needs beyond, above and beyond just advertising.
Right.
So Jeff Lucas is always looking for nonprofit organizations that are specific to veteran affairs. I know several right off the top of my head. I can think of two that have been just this week brought up a couple of times. The Veterans Heat Factory, which most people know Dale and Gus Guadagnino.
Sure, of course.
We've got to have him on this show eventually as well.
I'm trying to get Gus. He's like a little elusive. I got to nail him down physically and bring him in.
We'll get him here. We'll get him here.
Yeah.
But he and Jeff Lucas are the type of people who are always looking to be connected with veteran affair opportunities. So the Veterans Heat Factory is someone that would be a perfect introduction to Jeff Lucas. Now, that's not necessarily a client that he's going to make money off of through his legal services, but it's his way of giving back to the community as well.
Remember, he had sand soldiers before this.
Yes, yes. So that's just another level of what we do above and beyond our product. So yeah, we're connecting these businesses who advertise and essentially, if you look at it this way, are sponsoring our free product to make sure that the readers who love reading it loyally every week get it and don't have to worry about it being subscription-based, where they have to pay for it. They can receive it at any of the restaurants and medical offices when they're out and about in the community. But at the same token, we're helping those businesses reach other people within the community that might not be able to make the connection on their own.
Okay, on those rare occasions when you relax, what do you do?
I'll tell you, my favorite hobby is kayaking.
Oh, really?
As far as hobbies go. And this is going to sound funny, but I love volunteering. I love getting out in the community. Just recently, the sheriff's, Safety Town, Pasco Safety Town event that happened. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it. I had a sudden issue with my family that needed to be tended to, but I was really looking forward to that Saturday morning, helping with vendor parking and check-in. Who says that?
Yeah.
I know that sounds so nerdy, but I love it.
Yeah, it's passive.
Yeah, it's a good cause. I get to be out on a Saturday morning in a beautiful area, meeting people who want to be there.
Yeah.
Why not? And sheriff's offices, whether it's Hernando, Pasco, I mean, that's one of the best organizations you can support.
I know you helped with the first Hernando scavenger hunt, and the second annual Americana scavenger hunt. I have to do a plug.
Yeah, coming up
is coming up March 30th, and there's a Facebook page, second annual Americana scavenger hunt. Go check it out. I'll tell you all about it. Of course, it won't tell you where it ends. That's the object of the game.
Yeah.
To find the band and find the food, find the entertainment, and have fun along the way. And we have 8 different stops from last year, completely different stops.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, yeah, in a different venue.
And they possibly give things away.
They
at
all
the
give
stops,
things away.
don't they?
Yeah.
I remember that.
That's part of the fun.
Yeah.
And there's going to be auctions and parties, and it's costumes.
Yeah.
Americana, dressed in red, white, and blue.
The first event was a great turnout for a first year. That was really a great turnout. The event was put on very well.
Thank you.
I'm
Well, you were a great influence in that.
Well, I appreciate that. One of the things that I've decided to add to the roster of services outside of just advertising with Coffee News is advertising and marketing, strategy, and consulting. America is made up of small businesses. Most small business owners cannot afford to have a marketing director or a marketing coordinator to help them understand how to create an effective strategy.
Sure.
And there's more than just Coffee News. There's more than cable. There's more than Facebook videos. There's more than radio. How to utilize those different media streams and pull them all together to work on having a comprehensive media mix. That's how you make an effective marketing campaign for a business.
Yeah, 100% right. And sometimes one or two of those medium are not necessary or don't work well. And if you put the wrong eggs in the wrong basket, you'll flop. So you just have to know how to mix it the right way.
Right, it's understanding
art.
what's your objective. Is it a guerrilla campaign? What are you trying to do?
Yeah.
And we help guide you with that. And this makes it a more affordable way for small businesses to be able to achieve that in an organized manner rather than just as they see something like Coffee News, oh yeah, I want to give this a try, or another form of media, oh, I want to give that a try, and just tossing money kind of at a wall and seeing what happens. Because essentially, most of the salespeople from products, they're just selling you their product.
One thing I've learned is I have an idea and I'll put it out there, and then the professionals say, no, you should do it this way. I say, okay, I don't bump heads. I let them market it the way it should be done, not the way I think it should be done, because my idea may not be the one that actually will catch an eye and sell it.
Right.
And that's really hard for a small business owner to learn. When to let go and let somebody else take care of the advertising and the campaigns and organizing it, and where to put it and how to do it.
Absolutely.
I mean, you could establish a budget for that person, but let them run with it.
Right. But we understand that too, and that's why we really truly are consultants. We're not dictators.
There you go.
I mean, we're sitting there and we're hearing what your needs are for a marketing campaign or what you think you want to try to get from this marketing campaign that you're going to put forth. Find out when that's going to be, and depending on the results that you want, we'll give you recommendations. That's all we do. And then if you maybe don't like some of the recommendations, they're given to you to choose what you want and maybe don't want to do. We will not necessarily persuade you one way or the other, but if we're giving you a recommendation, a road path to success, you can choose to take it, or you can maybe make your own little path around it and see what happens. We'll give you our recommendation that might not be a great strategy, but that's what consulting is. It's listening and giving feedback, not critiquing.
I am so grateful. I'm glad you agreed to come on today. Very insightful.
Thank you.
The way you help the community with that
What's happening section.
Thank you. What's happening section is amazing. Keep that up. That keeps everybody in the loop, because people who don't have a chance to get. I was totally surprised when you had put mine up, and when I got the responses, I had, in the 1 week, I had 5 responses, and I had closed it out, and I have a waiting list for that first class, and that's phenomenal. I'm not teaching
awesome.
it.
That's awesome.
It is awesome.
And we do that for so many other nonprofits, too. You even got the Hope Boutique.
Yeah.
They're over on 19. Same situation. They don't have a budget. They actually called me about 2 years ago when I first started with Coffee News, and wasn't quite the franchise owner yet, wanting to know if they could place an ad, wanted to discuss rates. And the first thing I asked them before we even discussed pricing was, are you for-profit or not-for-profit? As soon as she said not-for-profit, I said, so let's throw the whole budget thing and talking price out the window. I don't think you need to spend money with me. What is it that you're looking to achieve? And they said, we just want to let people know that, one, we're looking for volunteers to help staff the boutique so we can get scarves and other things for cancer patients, specifically women, who are going through breast cancer and other types of cancers, get free materials to help them through what we know is probably the toughest time in their lives. So I said, yeah, why would you pay me for advertising space to do that? That's not right. We have an area where we can help you. The What's Happening section is that area. And ever since, I kid you not, at least once a quarter I receive an email response from them saying, can't thank you enough for your continued support. Every single time you run an event blurb for us in the What's Happening section, we get at least 2 or 3 phone calls from people either wanting to help out, staff the boutique as volunteers, or women who really could use to come in and grab a couple of items to help maybe brighten their day.
Good. So if somebody wanted to help out and volunteer or do something for a nonprofit, can they call out and reach out to you?
They can.
And you'll put them in the right direction wherever their interests are?
Absolutely. And we always ask you those questions first before we just start, word vomiting all of the things that we do, because there is so much. But if you go onto our website, coffeenewssuncoast.com, or you pick up a copy of Coffee News at any one of the hundreds and hundreds of locations that we're available at here in Hernando, Pasco, and in Hillsborough counties, you can find all of our retailers, all of our distribution sites on that website, and you can submit event press releases through the website as well. You can get information on how to contact me. The beauty of our transparency is at the top of every copy is our telephone number. As long as we're available, somebody answers it, and our email address and website. So we're always available 3 different ways: email, website, and phone number. Most of the time, you're going to get me.
Fantastic. So if you're looking to volunteer and you're not quite sure what to do, you can give Nicolle a call at Coffee News, and she'll put you in touch with an organization that probably can use your skill set to its fullest advantage.
Absolutely.
And I want to thank you for coming today, Nicolle.
Thank you,
It's
Mark.
a pleasure talking to you.
Same here. Pleasure talking to you as well. I'm excited about helping connect your viewers on this video today with other people in the community.
Thank you. And this is Mark Johnson, and this is the end of another great episode of It's Nothin Hernando.